This is history. What you've done was show.
You guys have built a platform that influences.
Y'all the Breakfast Club.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show.
Wake the f*** up, Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy.
Envy playing my record, I made it.
Charlamagne the God.
The God will get you.
What made you think that your liking of controversial questions would take his part?
I like this show.
This is my favorite show.
Thanks, Breakfast Club.
Good morning, USA. Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday. Good morning.
We here. What's happening? Another day to serve. How y'all feeling out there?
That's right.
You know how I feel. I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. It's crazy because when I walked in this morning, one of our producers named Sim, she was like, okay, shiny, because, I love to stay moisturized. Then she started to shame another one of the brothers in here because he be ashy, our guy Brandon. You know what I mean? So I had to recommend Brandon some lotion this morning, because he's from Ghana. So his, I'm telling him, you got that rich black texture skin, you know what I mean? So you got to get something that really gets in them crevices. So use Gold Bond like I do.
Use Gold Bond.
Use Gold Bond. That's not a commercial. That's just me telling.
That's
use
what
Gold
you
Bond.
use.
Yeah,
I got you.
Because some of these things some of these lotions you put on and they feel good, but they don't really get in those crevices and get that white ash out of the corner of those hands. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah. So, but Gold Bond does the trick.
I ain't got to worry about that. I'm
because
naturally moisturized.
Because you beige, and when you beige in the winter, you look like a sugar cookie. So it don't even matter.
Hey, watch your mouth.
You know what I did? The truth.
You know what I did see yesterday? I did see the Book of Clarence yesterday.
I watched the Book of Clarence over the weekend.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch that.
I thought Book of Clarence was fantastic.
I thought it was great too.
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was great. It comes out January 12th. If you get a chance, you should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, we were watching it because James Samuel, who's the writer, director.
Yep.
I don't know if he's the director.
Is he a director?
Definitely the writer.
Yeah.
But he's coming at some point this week.
That's right.
To talk about the Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
And it's executive produced by Jay-Z as well.
Yep.
And he's also the guy who did what was the Western called with Regina King and everybody.
I know what you're talking about. I can't
Dust
think of the name
Till Dawn.
of it.
I think was it? No, that wasn't Dust Till Dawn. That's something else. The Harder They Fall.
Harder They Fall.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, yes. It was. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not a biblical person when it comes to biblical movies and things like that. I don't watch too many of those.
Yeah.
Usually because we're not in it. So the fact
we're definitely in this one.
Yeah, we're definitely in this one. I ain't seen too many light-skinned brothers in the movie though.
I loved it. I loved that.
That's what you loved about it.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but that comes out January 12th. I think there's a soundtrack that comes out this week too that people have been talking about. I think Jay-Z's on the soundtrack. I believe. I think Kendrick's on the soundtrack, but we'll talk to him this week because I know he's going to be joining us one day this week. So we'll talk to him about all that.
The movie is fantastic, and one of the things I took away from the movie is that we all have to just recognize the God in us.
Correct.
And when you recognize the God in us and you have that faith in a higher power, amazing things can happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what it's about to me. It's about
being good people. Because regardless of what Lakeith went through in the movie, he was a good person. Whether he believed or not, he was a good person.
Yes, but he was willing to do anything to get to that higher level, which included conning people.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much of the movie.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. When we come back, we got front page news. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us. Did you watch the Michigan game last night?
No.
College game last night. Big college game. All right. Well, we'll talk about all that when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Ted.
Now let's start off with some quick sports. Now John Morant, he plays for the Grizzlies. He has to undergo a season-ending surgery. That's because of a shoulder injury that happened in practice. I didn't hear that. I heard about it for the first time this morning.
Yeah, that sucks, man. The fact that he just came back. He only played 9 games. Had the Grizzlies playing a lot better basketball than they've been playing all season. But I will say this:
it's exciting again too.
If John Morant stays focused, they say he's supposed to come back completely healthy next year. MVP. John Morant will be the MVP of the league next year.
I can see that. Now, Draymond Green talks about him coming back. He talks about after the suspension, he wanted to retire, but it was actually the commissioner that talked him out of it.
I had a conversation with Adam Silver, commissioner of our league. I just told him, Adam, it's too much for me. It's all becoming too much for me, and I'm going to retire. And Adam said, you're making a very rash decision, and I won't let you do that. And I'm like, no, Adam, not really sure it's a rash decision. It's just all too much. We had a long, great conversation, very helpful to me. Very thankful to play in a league with a commissioner like Adam, who's more about helping you than hurting you, or helping you than punishing you, or, he's more about the players. And so I'm very lucky to have, or to be in a position to be under the guidance of an Adam Silver.
Yeah, you can't retire when you're the MVG, the most valuable goon.
The
game needs Draymond Green. The game needs villains. It needs bad guys. Who else they gonna be mad at? They need people to point the finger at. Draymond can't go yet. Dropping the clues bombs with Draymond Green.
But I do think it's dope that Adam Silver had a conversation with him instead of punishing him and making him feel a certain way and encouraging him to be
Well, he
better.
definitely punished him. They suspended him indefinitely.
Yeah.
So he missed how many games did he miss? 12 or
9.
something like that? No,
I think
it was more
9
than 9.
games,
It was 12, I think. It was definitely double digits. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about this explosion at this hotel. 21 injuries?
Yeah, 21 injuries. Let's go to NBC DFW for the report.
Got the police riding on the wrong side of the road.
Chaos in downtown Fort Worth.
Damn!
Dust and debris filled the air, the injured treated on street corners, moments after a blast at the Sandman Signature Hotel.
And I just heard a loud boom.
Adam Woods works as a valet nearby. He recorded video of first responders running to the scene and police helping a woman in distress.
I didn't know what was going on. I was just so confused myself. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Officials say 21 people were injured, one critically.
We have not made 100% determination, but we wanted to make it clear that this was some type of gas explosion.
Man, what's going on, man? Why? Why is a hotel just randomly blowing up in Fort Worth?
Right. And they're still developing that. And just, the folks know as they watch the story throughout the day, this was just the report, as of last night with that person being critically injured. Hopefully, that won't, turn any worse than what it is. But thankfully, people were not injured. Just, for something to randomly blow up. I think first thing, Charlamagne, a lot of people were thinking about dang, is this a terrorist attack? Is it something going on? Because it's been, whether people want to admit this or not, it has been high alerts, around the country since the war started. So I was glad that they confirmed that it wasn't anything they believe is malicious at this particular time, that it is just, some type of gas misfunction. And so they said they'll continue updating that story and giving us developments, as they do that investigation. But thankfully, no one was hurt really, really bad. Anybody died. So
yeah, I don't know if it's an uptick in gas explosions, or that's what just be coming across your feed sometime on social media. But when you ever see those random house explosions, when houses just explode,
catch on fire,
not even just catch on fire, like explode, like just randomly explode, and it's like, it feels like that happened with this hotel, and I'm like, well, what's going on with was it gas leaks? Like, what is it?
They got really nervous as well because they said they wanted to turn off the gas, I guess, in the surrounding area, but it would have kicked the generators off. And kicking the generators off, also, if there's still been some type of gas leak or something like that, it could have been even worse. Wow. So just a real scary moment for those in Fort Worth. But thankfully, all at least there were no fatalities with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just want to send healing energy to a family out in Queens, New York, the Jackson family. I heard on the way in, their house caught on fire. And I guess, the son ran out. The son is a 60-year-old man. He ran out the house. His mother was living with him. He ran back in to get his mother. His mother was 80 years old. He ran back in on the second floor, and they didn't make it out. The mother or the son didn't make it out. So
that's horrible.
I just want to send healing energy to that family and the Jackson family out in Queens. They said that there's been 3 generations of family members that actually lived in that house. So again, rest in peace, and sending healing energy to the family out in Queens, New York.
My God, Jesus.
All right, well, thank you, Tez. That is front page news. We're seeing a little bit. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live?
Hello, who's this?
Envy. What's up, Envy?
Hi, Trav.
Peace, Trav.
Envy,
Envy, don't be doing that, Envy. You ain't talk to me in a whole month, Envy.
I know what you calling up here for. You calling up here to be like, how about them Cowboys? We going to the Super Bowl. I'm getting my ticket.
Trav. Be humble.
Blah, 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 blah.
Be humble, Trav.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
We going to the bowl, baby.
You already know. And by the way, us saying we're going to the Super Bowl is not us being not humble. We're just stating facts.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, no, we're really stating facts. I had so much to talk about when y'all was gone, but there was only one thing I care about right now. And that's that we going to the bowl. And I'm so happy about it. And we're going to accept it. We're going to speak it into existence. Because, listen, you got to talk about what you want in life.
That's right.
And that's what we want.
One game at a time.
Cowboys and the Super Bowl.
Let's get those Green Bay Fudge Packers out of here this week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, Trav. We're going to be all right.
But, all right, glad y'all back. Miss y'all. Bye.
Hello, who's this?
This is David calling out of Sarasota, Florida.
What's up, David? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, so I wanted to make a comment regarding what Charlamagne was saying yesterday about Jonathan Majors and why he didn't speak up during the trial.
Yes, sir.
So the reason why he didn't speak up is probably because his attorney probably told him not to speak up. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's just like with the text messages. His attorneys probably messed up, with the text messages, his attorneys messed up and they were able to use the text messages. They had to put him on the stand to testify and defend himself. Then the prosecution probably would have tore him apart.
I mean, I don't see how the prosecution can tear you apart if you're telling the truth. Like, the truth don't need no defense. It just need witnesses. And even if the truth is making you stutter, even if the truth is making you stumble, even if you look nervous when you're telling your truth, like, what's that saying? You got to tell your truth even if your voice cracks. Because the thing I don't ever understand about situations like this is they don't want him to testify, which I think is bad advice from the lawyer, especially for something that ended up being a misdemeanor. But then they turn around and his PR lets him do an interview on Good Morning America.
Because he lost.
Either way, like, why? If you're going to talk when it matters. Why do y'all care about the court of public opinion more than y'all care about the court of law? It's mind-boggling to me.
I don't know.
Either shut up all across the board or talk all across the board.
They probably thought he was going to win. They probably thought he was going to win, so they thought that they would talk after he won him. Then when they didn't win, it was like, uh-oh.
So cancel it. You didn't talk at trial. No need to hear from you now.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
What's going on? Good morning. It's
Hakeem, what up? Get it off your chest, brother.
Hey, man. Good morning, man. Listen, Capricorn month. I just wanted to call and give a shout out to my sister. Today's her birthday. Yo, Stash, happy birthday. I love you, man. Listen, my birthday was yesterday. My sister's birthday today. Then my other sister's birthday's on the 13th.
Oh, that's amazing.
All the Capricorns out there.
Happy belated to you all. Do y'all have like a little function, a dinner, family dinner? What y'all do?
I mean, we all in 3 different states. You know what I mean? Oh. So, we just call a little FaceTime here and there. But, we all blessed to be alive, healthy, and all that.
Little cap-ass group chat.
Love this morning, man.
That cap-ass group chat, cap-ass family group chat y'all got. Bunch of Capricorns capping.
Capricorn, man. You know what the best sign is, man. You just said it, man.
Cancer.
Virgo. Thank you.
All right, man.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. It's your boy Lovey from the Bronx. Welcome back to my Breakfast Club familia.
Lovey, what's up, my brother?
Yo, I'm a big Cowboys fan, Charlamagne. So we going to the bowl, Charla.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. Let's speak it into existence. I love all this manifestation our listeners are doing this morning. Talk about what we want, baby. Talk about what we want.
Yes. What do you want, Lovey?
We riding for. Well, really, what I want. I got 2 things. Envy, I got to talk to you about one thing. When you say that Magnum commercial, I don't feel that Big D energy. So if you need Big D energy, I got you, Playboy. My last thing is I want to shout out my radio wife, Tez. We're in an open relationship.
Really?
Does Tez know that she's in a relationship with you, sir?
Oh, she's well aware of it.
Okay. All right.
So I just want to tap in and tell my wifey I said hello. And ladies, you can always hit me up on the gram, LOVEY860. Come say hi to Mr. 13.5. Tez don't mind.
Tez don't mind. Goodbye, Lovey. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up now. When we come back, we got to talk Joe Coy. He got a lot of backlash. He was hosting the Golden Globes, and people didn't necessarily love his jokes.
Yes, they didn't.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I need some more upbeat music in the morning, man. Okay?
I said that first thing this morning, right?
What the hell?
Didn't I say that this morning, Red?
What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me, man? Y'all want me to ride around in the car with the windshield wipers going and it's not even raining? Jesus Christ. I love R&B as much as the next person, but come on, man.
All right, morning, everybody. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Joe Coy.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on The Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. Now, Joe Coy, comedian, of course, friend to the room. He hosted the Golden Globes this past Sunday. And a lot of people say they were not impressed. He got a lot of backlash for some of his jokes that night. Fans were talking about some of the silence after his jokes and said people look uncomfortable.
So?
Well, let's get to some of his jokes. Where you want to start? The monologue?
Sure, I can't hear nothing.
Some I wrote, some other people wrote. Robert De Niro's here. Yo, I got the gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? Yo, shut up. You're kidding me, right? Slow down. I wrote some of these, and they're the ones you're laughing at. Look.
See, I'm not the person to ask about stuff like this because I've told y'all a million times I laugh hysterically when a comedian is saying things that an audience isn't laughing at. You know, I think it's hilarious when people are uncomfortable over things folks are saying, but I don't think Joe Coy gets any backlash if it's not for social media. Like if the Hollywood Illuminati crowd that was there at the Golden Globes, if they're uncomfortable, but everybody on social media is loving him, making them uncomfortable, he'd have been fine. But it was the Taylor Swift joke. And see, when you do the Taylor Swift joke,
I didn't have a problem with it.
I
thought it was kind of funny too. I ain't gonna lie.
Did we play it yet?
No, we're gonna play it right now.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here. Sorry about that.
That is a great Golden Globes joke. That is a great joke when Taylor Swift is in the audience. And guess what? When the camera cut right to Taylor Swift after he said that, phenomenal job. Drop one of the clues bombs for that cameraman. Okay.
She drank her little champagne. She was upset. I thought it was a cute, funny joke.
I loved it. But guess what? By the way, that was one of the most realist reactions we've ever seen Taylor Swift do because all her reactions be so fake. Like when she wins awards, she acts surprised. Like you sold 1 billion records in a year. Of course you're going to win. Hello? You know what I mean? But those Swifties online got so upset.
They did.
And I think that's where Joe Coy ran into problems because even though he was making that Illuminati crowd uncomfortable at the Golden Globes, online, it looked like he was bombing because of the Swifties.
And then this Barbie joke didn't go over too well.
Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize-winning book about the Manhattan Project. And Barbie is on a plastic doll with big boobies. I watched Barbie. I loved it. I really did love it. I don't want you guys to think that I'm a creep, but it was kind of weird being attracted to a plastic doll.
See, once again, y'all know me. I like when a comedian says a joke that bombs. And I love when they try to fight their way out of it. Okay? And that's what Joe did. He tried to fight his way out of it. But I will say this. Shows like the Golden Globes don't deserve real comedians. There's a bunch of people you can get that writers can write some safe, goofy-ass jokes for. Right. And if you've ever been to a Joe Coy stand-up or seen Joe Coy in interviews, he's been on Breakfast Club several times.
Numerous times.
You know he's not safe.
No.
He's not super edgy, but he's not safe.
Nowhere near safe.
So honestly, I enjoyed seeing him make the Illuminati uncomfortable. And whoever was working the camera, mwah, top tier. Top tier.
Well, salute to Joe Coy. All right. Now we got to talk to Taraji P. Henson. Now, Taraji was talking to Gail and talking about some of the things she has to deal with in the industry. She was saying that when she was shooting The Color Purple, she had to fight for so many different things. She said that they wanted to give her a rental car in Atlanta. She said it wasn't safe to have a rental car. She needed a driver. She said there wasn't food at rehearsals. So this is what Taraji said when she was talking to Gail.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. I hear people go, you work a lot. have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. It seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something though. Guess what? Taraji P. Henson, no other black actress y'all like is gonna get top dollar if y'all don't support these projects that they're in.
That's right.
Okay, because Color Purple struggled at the box office after it had such a big Christmas Day. I think on Christmas Day they sold like 18
million, I believe.
tickets.
Which is difficult because Christmas, most people stay in, but they said Christmas time it was packed. A lot of older women checking out, like maybe after they left church. So that was a good thing.
And I think right now it's at. Let me see where it's at right now. Hold on. Right now they said it's at like $47 million. No, that's still a total of $55 million. No, it's not. It's not great when the budget was 120.
Oh,
what are you talking about? It cost $90 million to make and another $40 million to market. Okay, and now they're at $55 million at the box office.
I never really understood those Christmas releases though. That's very scary for Christmas to me. When people are with their families, they're home, to get them out of the house during Christmas is very scary for me.
But people got to support these projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, the actors and actresses, aren't going to never get paid what they're supposed to get paid if we're not even going out there to support these films that they're in.
That's facts. Well, Vivica, they stopped, I think TMZ stopped Vivica Fox and asked her about Taraji, and this is what she said.
So we want to know, do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique? You're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
Darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed, and to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, but to get your piece out is important.
Yeah, and then
Oprah. That's a horrible drive-by question, by the way.
What's that?
I'm sure that Vivica would want to sit down and explain that answer a little bit more in depth. Because when it reads on social media, all it says is Vivica asked about Taraji and pay amongst black women. And she says, "Well, I'm good."
Well, it's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But I'm sure that's not. That's
not what she meant.
Not at all. Well, Oprah also talks about Taraji and their relationship and how she feels about the things that she said.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, I heard I was trending yesterday.
Oh my God.
Because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind-the-scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. That's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right.
Y'all got an auntie responding to y'all on
That's
social
right, because
media.
she said she was trending. She heard.
Y'all done raised so much hell on social media that you got Oprah responding to what's happening online. Oprah, don't go chasing TikTok. Stick to the Facebooks that you used to. Okay? Stop worrying about what Tim Churn is talking about on TikTok, man.
TikTok. Sometimes you got to respond. She said she heard she was trending and she wanted to clear things up.
I didn't even know her and Taraji had a beef until I saw Oprah say that. I knew not. I was like, Taraji and Oprah had beef. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
People assume because Taraji was talking about The Color Purple and, of course, Oprah's an EP
stop
on it.
Explaining things to these people on social media. Somebody then they sent a video, because Oprah, that was another thing Oprah directed people to. It was some video where they was on the Empire State Building and they was talking about their body language and like, look, they don't get along. You can tell. Like, what? Man, F these people online, yo. Not responding to them. I didn't know anything about an Oprah Taraji beef. It never even crossed my mind till I heard her say that yesterday. You responded to a bunch of the digital D-heads on social media. No way.
Well, maybe you should listen to TikTok a little more.
No, maybe you shouldn't. That's y'all problem. That's going to be the death of all of y'all. Okay? That's exactly why y'all wait till later on this year. I can't wait when this whole country and world is in disarray because of some Orson Welles War of the Worlds type stuff that happens on social media.
He said later this year. It might be in the next couple of months.
You're absolutely right. It's because it's a presidential election year, not just here, but in other places. like South Africa. Boy, you about to see some misinformation like you ain't never seen before.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, Teslin Figaro will be joining us. We have front page news, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Tez.
All right. Well, let's just start off with some quick sports. Ja Morant, he got injured in practice. He has to undergo season-ending surgery on his shoulder, so he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Salute to my South Carolina brethren, Ja Morant. He only played 9 games this year because, he was coming back from that suspension. But I'm telling you, Ja comes back healthy next year. I predict Ja Morant wins the MVP.
And also, congratulations to Michigan. They beat Washington last night 34-13. They have a 15-0 record, so congratulations again to Michigan. All right, now, where we starting? You want to start with Biden?
Yeah, let's start with Biden. Biden was interrupted yesterday with protesters while he was making a pitch to black voters in Charleston. Now, before we get into the interruption with the protesters, again, he was at the historic black church in Charleston where the 9 people were killed in a racially motivated shooting in 2015. So before I play...
Emmanuel AME.
Emmanuel AME. Before we get into that, take a listen on the reason why he was there in the first place, in addition to, paying homage to those victims.
The president's visit comes as his support among black voters is slipping. In 2020, he carried 92% of that group, but a recent NBC News poll shows just 61% would now choose him over a Republican.
Do you think that the Biden administration is taking the black vote for granted?
Yes, his staff is. Fletcher Smith worked with the Biden campaign in 2020. Now he says he's very concerned about black voters staying home this November.
That administration looks like they don't want the black vote. I mean, you got to speak to the black people.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we unpack that, because I definitely want to circle back to that, during the speech, he was interrupted by ceasefire protesters. Take a listen to that.
Without light, there's no path from this darkness.
If you really care about the lives lost here, you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working with the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out of Gaza, using all that I can to do that.
Now, if you could not make out what she said if you really care about the lives lost here, talking about Charleston, she said you would honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. So that was interrupted during his speech. He was making a pitch to black voters because obviously, as you heard on the report, people believe that he is in trouble with the black vote. And just want to point out that President Obama also recently met with President Biden, saying that he also is concerned about the campaign strategy and believes that instead of his campaign staff being in the White House, they should be on the ground actually campaigning and organizing, which is something that has been being said many times. You have certainly said it, Charlamagne, for sure. So now you're hearing that from all around with how they should really be out talking to these voters, particularly black voters. And President Biden said, during that speech yesterday that he is aware that South Carolina made it possible for him to become president. And he said he owed black voters, which he said that initially the first time around.
Yeah, and OG Jim Clyburn. He had OG Jim Clyburn sitting behind him. And I know President Biden chose Emmanuel AME because it's a historic landmark in my birthplace of Charleston, South Carolina, a black church founded by Denmark Vesey, the tragic shooting that happened at Emmanuel AME. But I also wonder if he chose that location because he thought it would keep people from doing exactly what they did, which is protest him yesterday. I wonder if he thought, people aren't going to do this in the church. People aren't going to do this people aren't going to do this because of the tragic situation that happened here. I wonder if he chose that location to try to keep people, from doing exactly what they did yesterday. But they did it anyway.
Yeah.
They sure did. So that was the reason that didn't work.
Nope.
Because they definitely showed up and made it known. And so it's showing that there's a real problem going on. And again, folks, every time people are pointing out a problem and just saying, again, an analysis is simply telling you what the weather is. You don't have to like that it's hot outside, but it's hot outside. The reality is there is a problem when you look at all of the coalition that was previously behind Joe Biden. If you talk about black voters, if you talk about young voters, if you talk about about those who are very committed to stopping this war, the progressive movement. So several different pockets of the coalition have a problem. And yesterday was an example that they showed up in the church to make it known.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting with Biden, just like you said, like they're focusing on him losing support for black voters when the reality is from recent polls that we've all seen, he's losing support amongst all voters, like the youth, independents. So I wonder what the strategy is to get everybody energized. Maybe they feel if they can get black people energized, it will trickle over to everyone else. I don't know. Maybe.
But they're expecting black people to be able to carry it for everybody else, to be quite honest. And even your good brother Bakari Sellers was talking about that yesterday. He even said flat out, yesterday on CNN that black people are tired of being, and I'm paraphrasing, being the mule, for the Democrat Party. He even talked about how black women are particularly tired, and that they just have not done a good job messaging. But again, Charlamagne, you said this how many times before, and every time somebody says it, oh, you hate, no, you helping Trump. It's not about helping Trump. It's about saying that there is a problem. And now here you are, less than 9 months before it's time to vote in the general election. And now the clock is ticking, and some would even argue that the time has ran out for you to make any substantial changes.
Tez, nobody listens to me. I have a lisp. I am just a hip-hop radio personality. Okay, nobody's going to listen to me when it comes to stuff like that. But I will say this. I know polls are just a forecast, but the reason there should be extreme panic in the Biden campaign is because you just have to simply look across the aisle at his competition. A man who has 91 criminal charges, 4 indictments, 2 impeachments, and forget about what he's talking about doing in regards to being a dictator. Look at the things he's already done. An attempted coup of this country. He's put people on the Supreme Court that have taken away rights like Roe v. Wade. Gutted affirmative action in colleges. And this is the guy you getting your ass handed to? Getting your ass kicked by in the polls? That guy? Come on.
And poll after poll after poll after poll.
That's the person America's choosing. There should be reason for alarm, yo.
Right. And just point this out as well. Donald Trump never stopped campaigning. Never. This man has had a rally consistently every month for 4 years straight. When everybody thought he got off Twitter and, we're not on Twitter anymore and, we don't have to hear about him anymore. They have consistently ran a campaign year around for 4 years straight. So here you are now, 9 months before it's time to get, and the campaign is not even on the ground, not even knocking on doors. I've worked on city commissioner races that go out 2 years before you go to election day. So it's just very disturbing why the administration thinks that it is more important to be inside the White House and not on the ground. This is just basic campaign 101. It's just disturbing, and it makes no sense. So when you have people like President Obama even saying, hey, it's a problem. Yesterday, Michelle Obama said that it's a problem. George, was it Carville? He also said it's a problem. He ride hard for Democrats. So we have seen this time and time again, those who consistently, rock with the Democrats saying that it is a problem. It's not just Charlamagne or Teslin. It is people who have worked on these campaigns that have admitted that it is a problem. So are they going to move or not?
Yeah, I don't know if Donald Trump was campaigning as much as he's been complaining, but to your point, he's definitely been outside.
He's been on the press.
He's been outside.
Yes,
He's been outside. I haven't heard him talk about much legislation or policy, but he's definitely been outside.
Well, he's been talking about immigration. He's been talking about inflation. He's been talking about
I think more recently. Yeah, more recently he's pivoted to that. Before it was just look what they're doing to me. What they're doing to me is what they want to do to you. They're taking
but when
me
I'm
out
saying campaign style, I'm saying literally having rallies, out touching and engaging.
Yeah, he's been outside. Yeah, he's definitely been outside.
Yeah, that matters.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tez.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow Teslin Figaro on all social media platforms at Teslin Figaro, and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network.
All right, well, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. We were talking behind the scenes, talking about what age is it appropriate for you to leave your kid at home? All right, now, this conversation comes from a bunch of different places. One, my son is 10 years old, and my daughters, they dance. They have to go to recitals, and sometimes those recitals are 3-4 hours, and my son hates going. He wants to stay home. He wants to play on his video games. He wants to watch TV, and I won't allow him to stay home at 10. I'm just that parent. Especially we're going to be going for a couple hours. I just don't want my son home at that time.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I mean, my oldest is 15. 15, and I don't even like letting her stay home by herself.
15, you can stay at home, bro. You're a teenager.
I mean, you can, but just things happen so fast
nowadays.
And it's so funny that we all sound like our parents, because that's what my parents used to tell me. Things happen so fast. You know what I mean? Things happen so fast, and it's just like that's how I truly feel. But then I also wonder too, were things safer when we were young? Because I used to get off the bus, at 6 years old, 8 years old, go to my grandma's house, door was unlocked or the key might be under the mat, and you sit there and wait until an adult comes, right? But I was also getting molested at 8 years old. You know what I mean? I didn't look at it as molestation then. I thought I was just getting some action. But, was it really safer?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm similar minus being molested, but... I would have to take the bus home by myself in 6th grade. I don't know how old I was in 6th grade, but I had to take the bus home in 6th grade, in 7th grade, 8th grade. I did everything myself.
6th grade is 10 maybe, 11?
Yeah, maybe 9 to 10, yeah.
Yeah, because 3rd grade is around 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 is like 1st grade. But that's my point. I don't know if things are necessarily safer, or maybe we're just more strict because of the things that happen to us. I know that's the way I am. Or I'm that way because I was getting diddled when I was 8.
We see more the negativity now because you think about it, there was no social media, so we see constant negative images, negative things happening to our kids all the time.
I mean that too, but I also think it's just based off experiences. The things that that have actually happened to us are things that have happened to people close to us. I just think that the world is a lot different than it was when we were growing up in the 1980s and 90s.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't think there's anything wrong with being very, very cautious about leaving your kids by themselves.
All right. What age do you leave your kids home alone for? Let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, we open up the phone lines 800-585-1051. At what age do you leave your kids home alone? All right. Now, this conversation we were talking behind the scenes. My son, who is 10 years old, I have 3 little girls that dance and they do recitals, and sometimes those recitals takes a couple of hours, and my son hates it. So he wants to stay home, and I can't let him stay home. He wants to play his video games at home. He wants to watch TV. He just don't want to be with his sister as they dance. All right. So yeah, I won't let him. I think 10 is too young. Now, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the crib alone, yes. But a couple of hours, nah.
Not me. 20 minutes, not either, because things happen fast. It's interesting, right? Because I got four daughters, 15, 8, 5 and 2. And I don't know why they don't seem as mature as we did when we were that age. But I don't know if we were necessarily more mature or we just had more responsibility put on us. Meaning, I would get dropped off by the school bus at 7, 8 years old and walk to my grandma's house, go sit in my grandma's house and wait for an adult to get off work. Because my grandma was a lunch lady, so she'd be the first person to get home. My mom's a school teacher. She'd get home. She'd get to my grandma's house a little bit later. So I don't know if it's because our kids don't seem as mature as we did, or maybe we didn't seem that mature either. We just had to handle more responsibility because there was no other choice. There was no affording of babysitters back then. Right. There was no affording of nannies back then. This is what you have to do in order to eat, basically. Because your parents got to make a living, your grandparents got to make a living, so you got to do what you got to do and be responsible enough to make their life easier.
No, you're right. And I was thinking about it yesterday. My mom got off of work at 5. There were no sick days, and when I mean sick days, it would have to be a lot for my mom to miss work because I was sick. Mm-hmm. When I was sick, I still went to school. When I was sick, I stayed home alone. My mom did not. My pops really did not miss school. But back to the kids, we should feel more comfortable because when I was a kid, I didn't have cameras in my house or around my house. I only had 2 phones, and it was the long cord. Now my kids got cell phones. There's cameras all over the house. There's so many.
The way my anxiety set up,
things that would be more protective.
The way my anxiety set up, all that means for me is I get to see somebody kidnap my kids. I get to see somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with that because I don't know if things were necessarily safer. Because like I've told y'all, if you read my book and everything, I was getting diddled at 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was getting touched on at 8 years old. So it's just like, were things actually safer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what just because safety, just because something violent doesn't happen, doesn't mean things are safer. Like, things weren't safer back then. Yeah. You know how many stories we got of people our age, men and women, who were getting touched on?
Yeah, but see, I hear more of it now. That's what makes me nervous, though. See, I hear more of it now. Like, before it was Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 9, and the newspaper. That was it. Now I see there's Google, there's TikTok, there's social media, there's X, there's Instagram. It's so much to see now, which makes me worse.
So are people crazier? Or crazy has always existed? We just get to see it more now.
We get to see it more, I think.
No, I think people are crazier. And I think because of all of that technology you named makes people more crazier because people like to perform. Everybody know they got an audience. And when you got an audience, you like to show your ass. What your parents never used to tell you that? You want to show off. You want to show off when company come over. You want to show your ass.
You want to show your ass.
I think a lot of people showing their ass. I don't
what's
know.
The age?
21. When they on 20, if you live with me, 21.
Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
This is Coco calling from Hartford, Connecticut.
Hey, Coco from Connecticut. At what age would you leave your child at home alone?
Well, I think it depends on the child because children mature different.
That's true.
And like I have a 10-year-old, and he's the same like you, Envy. He doesn't like to go out to all of the events we go with his sisters, but he's a gamer and he's very mature. And I'll let him stay home for an hour or two, and we'll come back, and he's still in his room. He has a cell phone. He got his little snacks. But I would not have left my daughter home when she was 10. She was a little bit more into things, touching stuff and getting into stuff. So I think it definitely is based on the maturity of the child.
I agree. But you know what bothers me, Coco, with the gaming? They got the headphones on, right? And if your son is like my son,
that's right.
He's yelling, right? So he yells. So he don't know what's going on in the house.
Whole house can be on fire. He's sitting there playing goddamn Minecraft.
You know what? You're right.
I smell smoke.
Absolutely right.
Is that smoke?
Coco, you know what I do? I sneak up in his room sometimes. And I just sit there and I watch him play, and I'll hide on the side of his bed, and I just yell his name, Jackson. He takes his head off and he looking for me. He don't know what's there, and I just try to scare the ish out of him just to make him aware, because he don't know what's happening during that time.
You're right. I mean, because my 10-year-old is just like that. Headphones on, screaming at the game, and the house probably could be burning down. But for the most part, that hasn't happened. He's just a really mature kid. He doesn't, he's not like somebody that messes up stuff. So I trust him. It depends on the kid.
All right, Coco. What game does he play, Coco?
He likes them all. He likes Fortnite. He likes his Gorilla Tag on the Quest. All that good stuff.
Coco, I'm gonna get your son's gaming, and I'm gonna link him up with my son so they can play together. My son be going in.
Oh, absolutely. He do too. He a beast. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I listen to you guys every morning, and I finally got through. Happy New Year to you all, and I just want to say thank you so much for doing what you guys do.
Thank you. But that's what I'm saying about the kids, man. Like, I don't know if we were more mature when we were younger, or we just had the weight of the responsibility, meaning that our parents were at work. Yeah. We couldn't afford babysitters, and we knew that. Like, there was a conversation that was had, like, hey, I gotta be at work. So when you get off the bus, and there was something to that, right? Like, when your parents give you that kind of responsibility, you didn't want to let them down.
Yeah. But see, there was rules and regulations, right? So you knew not to answer that door, right? You knew certain things you had to say, and you couldn't say to teachers, and certain things you couldn't.
See, y'all grew up in the city, so it was different for us. Growing up down south in the country, we probably didn't lock the door at that time.
Oh, we locked the door.
You know what I mean? And like, we knew everybody in the area. There was no random people popping up to the house.
But like, if somebody came to me and said, "Where's your mama?" Right? When I was a kid, I'd probably be like, "Oh, my mom just went to the mailbox right now. She'll be right back." Mm-hmm. My son would be like, "Oh, mom and dad is at the recital. They be back in 5 hours." Like, there's too much truth going on now.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, absolutely. Amanda, good morning, Amanda. Amanda.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Hey, good morning, Amanda. What age? Do you
All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you 12.
Why 12?
Listen, because they come off the bus, they need to go home, and they know, like, I get home at 5. It's not that far. It's 2 hours away. That's the test trial. You do it for 2 hours.
2 hours away? What do you mean? You?
I get home at 5. So if they get off the bus at 3, they got 2 hours to stay home. That's the test trial. Then when they hit 13, You know, wait. Oh my God, my husband is crazy. He wants to tell y'all it's not 12. Oh my God.
What age is your husband think?
What is he saying?
Yo, shout out to the Breakfast Club, man. What's up, man? How y'all doing?
What's going on, bro? What age do you leave your kid at home alone?
14. High school.
High school.
I'm not mad at 14.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, shout out to the Breakfast Club, man. All love.
Love, King.
Yeah, so, I mean, but see, 7th and 8th grade is when you really start taking the bus, especially in the city. You start taking the bus, you get the half bus pass or the bus pass.
Man, we was riding yellow buses in kindergarten. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about city buses.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, no. Well, 800-585-1051. At what age is it okay to leave your child at home? And see, in the city, some of the kids take the bus at 9, 10 years old. The city bus, not the yellow bus, the city bus.
I'm going to tell you something, man.
Or the subway.
There's no way I would let my child ride the subway or the city bus at 9 years old in New York City in 2024. There's no way. You see the crazy stuff that happen on the train nowadays? The crazy stuff that be happening on public transportation? I don't believe parents are still doing that. I'm sure that they are, because just like I was talking about earlier, you'd have no choice. Right. But man, bro, y'all better than me, because the way my anxiety is set up, man, hell no.
800-585-1051. Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Y'all talking about it. You know we talking about it. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, we're asking, at what age do you allow your child to stay at home alone? It's a conversation we were having. It actually comes from my son, Jackson. He's a gamer. He loves to play games. He's 10 years old. His sisters have recitals, and he hates going to the recitals. He wants to stay home. He wants to game. He wants to chill, watch TV, play on his phone. But it's like, I don't like leaving him home alone. I'm sorry. Just, it is what it is. So we're asking, at what age is it okay? Hello, Derek.
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Derek. At what age is it okay to leave your child at home?
Listen, man, I'm from the D, right? So I would definitely 100% say 16, 17 is the lowest I would do. And not only because of all the crime that's going on, but because you can't trust that a kid instinct is the same as an adult. So
I agree.
Fire break out. Do they know how to use a fire extinguisher? You know, a child has to be prepared to be at home by themselves. You can't just take age as an appropriate thing to determine if a child is old enough to be at home by themselves. You got to make sure they're equipped with the knowledge of emergencies.
I agree. And you know what else, too, man?
Hold on, but you know,
we had less distractions when we were kids.
He's talking junior, senior in high school.
Okay.
17 is junior, senior in high school.
And I agree with him. Like you're basing this off how we grew up. Like right now, I think that there's a lot more things going on in the world, and there's more distractions for kids. We were able to be more focused when we were home alone because we didn't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right. Not only that, you got to remember the dangers of the world. See, and when you got nannies and stuff, so even when your kids at home by themselves, they ain't at home by themselves. Our kids at home by themselves, man. You know, if a drive-by shooting happen, a fire break out, you know, what kids 14, 12, under 14 knows what to do. I mean, yeah, you gonna call the police, but what happened in between the time of them getting there? Is that kid still in danger? You understand what I'm saying? It's too much going on in the world, man, to be so negligent. As African Americans, we the first ones on TV doing a GoFundMe and asking for help and talking about I don't understand why, because we ain't using our knowledge and understanding of what the world is today. It ain't what it used to be in the 1800s, as Uncle Charlotte said.
Or the 1900s. We ain't that old.
1900.
But I think 17 is just it's a little too far, because
I don't.
A lot of kids go to college at 18.
Well,
so if you never stayed at home at 17, how do you go to college?
College it's a totally different ball game. I'm not mad at him.
College sometimes is worse depending on where the college is.
And by the way, that person who just called, what's the brother name?
Derek
that called from Detroit. Derek knows his environment better than either one of us.
You're right.
So Derek knows exactly, what age his child is fit to be in that environment.
Yep.
And we all do.
Yeah. And growing up in Queens, we had, like, my dad taught me different routes. If there's a fire, if there's an incident, where to hide, where to go, who to call. Like we go through that whole thing. You got Andrew on the line. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Hey, how you feeling, Andrew? Where you calling from?
Calling from Alabama.
Alabama. All right. At what age is it okay to leave your child at home?
Well, see, there's a lot of discussion about that to be had, but my son is 13, and he stays at home by himself, but we also have rules in place, you know. If somebody comes up to the door, he don't need to go to the door. He needs to call one of us. You know, he's got a cell phone. He knows how to use it. If somebody tries to break in, call the police, you know.
And how old is he?
He's 13.
13.
Okay. Where y'all at? Where y'all live at?
Alabama.
Alabama? See, Alabama's a little bit different. You live in like a rural area?
I mean, it's a little city. It's got 2 red lights and a Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, so everybody pretty much knows each other?
I would say that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of what's the word, bigots out here.
Oh.
So yeah, so you know, it's one of them. There's a kind of a controversial thing, but like I said, he's 13 and he does really good. He's very responsible.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then, you know what? When I was young too, I also it's gonna sound funny, but I also had a dog too. So when I was getting off that bus early, there was a dog.
You always had a little punk ass dog?
Always had a punk ass dog. Always had a dog at the house as well. So if there was ever a situation, I had some help when I got to the crib. What's the moral of the story?
I mean, the moral of the story is you got to do what works for you. Like I said earlier, you know, everybody knows their environment, right? And you know your child. So if you think your child is mentally and emotionally prepared to stay at home and you live in the type of environment where you feel comfortable leaving that kid at home, sure, do it. But me, no. 21 years old, you old enough to stay at home by yourself, if you ask me. But that's just, you know, me being a very micro managing father.
Me as well.
At the moment.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got your rumor report. We got to tell you about the Book of Clarence, a movie that comes out January 12th, executive produced by Jay-Z, and the soundtrack, well, Jay has a song on there. We'll tell you about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk the Book of Clarence.
Rumor has it. Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. Now, the Book of Clarence is a movie that comes out January 12th. Is executive produced by Jay-Z, written by James Samuel. Now, the book, I think James Samuel is coming in one day this week to break it down. But Jay-Z speaks about why he decided to EP the film and why it was so important to him.
For us, these are not tough subjects. It's like, no, accurate subject. Let's paint the picture in the correct way. Everyone was there. It's just like we were excluded. Like you'll see a Western and you'll see, Asian people. It's just like either they're in the back, doing the laundry, or they own like the opium house. It's like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Like that's not. It's just not accurate.
Yeah.
So for us to go back and like paint this picture correctly, I just was really speaking to that. It's not. We don't tackle tough subjects. Mm-hmm. We just say we love this story. This is a great story to tell, and let's tell a complete full picture.
Fantastic movie. I can't wait to discuss with the writer James Samuels. I don't quite understand what Jay is saying right there though, because the movie is fictional and it's a comedy. I understand that there was probably black people there, but not the story that they told didn't necessarily happen.
I guess he was saying a lot of the movies that we see, especially based
just
on religious and biblical times, they exclude us. So this one, we're so inclusive in this movie talking about it.
Yeah,
but
it's
you're
just,
saying
it's the way he's talking about
facts.
it. He makes it sound like it's a true story, like that. Like this was something that was omitted from scripture, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Maybe it's parts. Well, we'll talk to James.
If it was,
Samuel,
boy, that's a big omission, man. And by the way, Jesus was already black,
right?
But in the movie, they still depicted Jesus. You know what? Never mind. We'll talk about.
They did depict him as.
No, they didn't.
Well,
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? In the movie, you talking about the ending where they drew him out and he was
Jesus was white throughout the whole movie.
Jesus was black throughout the whole.
No, he wasn't. Clarence was black,
and Jesus the Messiah was black.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he was not.
What movie did you watch?
The Book of Clarence. God was black in the movie. There was God, and then there was Jesus.
So which one was Jesus? You confused me. I'll talk to you after. All
right, we talk after.
Are you sure, Eddie?
Yes.
Did you see it? All right, anyway. Now, also, Jay-Z, of course, James Samuel, who is the writer, also did an album. On this album, it features Buju Banton, Lil Wayne, Shabba Ranks, so many people. And Jay-Z did a song with this individual.
When are we getting that soundtrack? What's going on?
On the 12th. Let me tell you something, man. That soundtrack, thank you.
Why you clapping? You don't even know what's on the soundtrack yet.
Let me tell you something. That soundtrack.
They saw the movie, man.
True.
That soundtrack
Give the audience
hard.
credit, I mean.
That soundtrack go hard. There's a 9-minute song with Jay-Z and another special guest in there.
Ooh. I mean, they've been sitting through here. Give it to them, man. Why you holding it? Why you holding it? Don't
Exclusive,
hold it.
get your phones out.
Don't deprive the people.
It's so deep. You got D'Angelo and Jay-Z on the same track. Like 9 minutes, 33 seconds of absolute soulful biblical bliss.
Well, you and D'Angelo, Hov? Couple words on that joint. Got you back in the booth.
You deserve this.
It's like you're welcome.
Now, that was a conversation during a premiere with Elliott Wilson. Salute to Elliott Wilson. Now, also something that I thought was pretty dope. During the red carpet, they asked Jay-Z about the Super Bowl and if he was ready to perform at the Super Bowl. And this is what he said.
You ever get on stage again?
Get on stage?
The Super Bowl halftime stage?
I don't know. You know, I thought it would be selfish to pick myself like too early. So maybe 1 year, maybe.
So I can't wait to see that.
And he just won an Emmy for the Rihanna Super Bowl halftime performance. So they've already won Emmys for the Rihanna Super Bowl halftime performance.
Dr. Dre.
They won Emmys for Dr. Dre's Super Bowl halftime performance. At this point, Rock Nation can do what they want. I mean, they've been doing what they want at the halftime show. They're giving us Usher this year. I'm sure that's going to be another Emmy-winning performance. Mm-hmm. So that sets up Lil Wayne, Drake, and Friends in New Orleans for 2025.
Yep.
We need that.
Now, yesterday, Charlamagne gave Donkey of the Day to, I believe his name was Deobra Redding. That was the gentleman, if you don't remember, he jumped on the judge after the judge gave him some time. Well, he was back in court yesterday, but they were prepared for his ass yesterday.
He made headlines for attacking a judge just as she was about to pronounce sentence. And today he was back in court. And this time, security was on high alert.
The out-of-control defendant who leaped over the bench to attack a judge was back in court today. A spit hood covering his head, his hands in shackles with special coverings. At least 8 court officers stood at the ready if he tried anything. He also faced the same judge he attacked when he made that flying tackle over the bench last Wednesday.
I want to make it clear that I am not changing or modifying the sentence I was in the process of imposing last week before I was interrupted by defendant's actions.
Judge Mary Kay Holthus sentenced Deobra Redding today to a minimum 19 months in prison for attempted battery.
Now, I saw his sister yesterday say that he suffers from some type of mental health issues, and he must. Mm-hmm. Because if you were going to get 19 months and you decided to fly over a desk and jump on a judge, he's probably going to get 20 years for that.
Well, he's facing 13 new charges, and that judge won't be the one that sentences him on that one.
Yeah, but the other judge is a judge, and the other judge is going to make an example that you don't do stuff like this to judges. Okay?
Well,
so, you know, if he does suffer from mental health issues, I hope that there's some mental health treatment that comes along with his incarceration. Mm-hmm. All right, I do hope that. But you commit crimes like that, you got to do the time.
Well, Judge Judy spoke out about this yesterday. She said something that I said yesterday. It just didn't make sense to me.
Convicted felon who just recently attacked a judge in Clark County.
I saw the video.
Insane. What are your thoughts on that?
I was actually shocked that this defendant managed to get as far as he did without somebody shooting him. But it probably happened in a second.
So fast.
That once he was there, there were too many people. But I was actually shocked that somebody managed to get as close to her and on top of.
Yeah, they couldn't get a clear shot.
That's what I was saying. But how could he had to run around the desk and then dive.
That's why society has failed this individual. I told y'all this yesterday. He's clearly a top 5 athlete of all time. I tried to tell y'all this yesterday.
He's that quick?
Clearly. That's what I was trying to explain to y'all yesterday. He is clearly a top 5 athlete of all time. He had to run fast. He had to evade people and to be able to jump from the floor over the desk. He cleared the desk, y'all.
He cleared it.
Feet didn't touch it.
Not at all.
Arms didn't touch it. He didn't use his arms to lunge himself up. Just a clear top 5 athlete of all time, man. You got to put him up there with Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Lance Armstrong. He one of them. But society failed him. You know what I mean?
He said
he
Lance
wanted
Armstrong, Michael Phelps.
And still had the energy to fight. I haven't seen that kind of athleticism since I seen that brother jump in that water in what was that, Alabama?
Alabama
and swim over to Alabama and then climb up on top of the thing and then start fighting.
Yeah.
Boy, there's some athletes out here. You hear me?
All right.
Nick Saban them y'all in the wrong places recruiting talent. Okay?
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, donkey today. Who you giving your donkey to?
4 after the hour, man. Speaking of talents, even though they are using their talents for the wrong things, there's 2 young women, Gabrielle Baker and Laree Nicole Willis. They need to come to the front of the congregation. They would like it. We would like to have a word with them.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Your execution on the donkey of the day is something to behold.
Is it a read?
He gave me donkey of the day, and I deserve it.
People need to know.
Well, you need to tell them.
I am.
Because you have the voice. Tell them.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
It's a read, but you're so good at it.
You're trying to be a fake ass Charlamagne. You only want Charlamagne to
Damn, Charlamagne, who you giving donkey of the day to, man?
Well, Sexy Red, donkey of the day for Tuesday, January 9th goes to Gabrielle Marie Baker and Laree Nicole Willis. Okay, Gabrielle is 33 and Laree is 36, and they are both facing charges after allegedly using false personal information to buy a new Mazda. Salute to everybody out there driving a Mazda. Dropping the clues bombs for all the Mazda drivers. Fun fact, do you know Mazda comes from Ahura Mazda, the god of harmony, intelligence, and wisdom from the earliest civilization in West Asia? I'm saying all that to say Gabrielle and Laree are not that. Okay, see, Gabrielle and Laree are the epitome of city girls. There's always a scam to be unlocked with these two, and these 2 young ladies went to the Tim Dahl Mazda dealership, and they co-signed and filled out the paperwork to purchase a 2024 Mazda CX-30. From the dealership, but they were purchasing it with somebody else's information. Of course they were. Okay, you're going to get this fake social security number on this application, and you're going to get this fake Arizona driver's license too. Okay, while we at it, here's a fake name and fake birthday, and here's a fake Utah driver's license to go with the fake Arizona one too, okay, because I need a fake cosigner. Oh, and for good measure, here's some fake pay stubs courtesy of 1-800-CONTACTS. They are top tier scam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You hear me? They did not come to play, and it worked for a little while. Okay, because they agreed to buy the Mazda for almost $32,000, but employees became suspicious because they did not make their down payment in time. And when the dealership attempted to contact them, the phone numbers and other contact info, well, they just weren't valid, right? The dealership even reportedly contacted 1-800-CONTACTS, and they confirmed that the 2 were not actual employees. Duh. And the pay stubs were false, you think? Well, Gabrielle and Laree eventually did get arrested. And why did they get arrested? Because a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. Yes, they do. Never fails. Always happens. What do you mean, Uncle Charlotte? They return to the scene of the crime. Well, GB in Young, Utah, after the vehicle they purchased illegally was reported stolen, they were arrested at the same damn Tim Dahl Mazda dealership they basically just robbed a week before. Oh, yes, they were, because they was trying to catch another lick. Yes, they went back to the same Mazda dealership and tried to purchase another vehicle with the same fake name, but with a different fake date of birth and social security number. Now, this is when it gets good. Officers told Baker, look, we know this info is fake, and she insisted. She insisted that it was not. Let me tell you something, man. Niggas gonna nig. I don't even know the race of these 2 ladies. Eddie, our producer, send me the race of the 2 ladies. I don't even know the race of these 2 ladies, and I don't care, because it doesn't matter what race you are when you do stuff like this. You are a nigga. What did the late, great Paul Mooney used to say? Everybody wants to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. Now, police said that Laree, a.k.a. Young Utah, finally told Gabrielle Baker, a.k.a. GB, to just be honest, and that's when Baker gave her the correct information. Police said Willis was placed under arrest and searched. And when they searched her, guess what they found? That's what they found.
What they found?
3 small bags of black tar. Yeah, dope, smack, that boy, that horse, China White. I'm talking about that Gil Scott heroin. Okay? Yes, they found that and a hollow plastic tube with black and brown residue inside because they was smoking it. Let me tell you something, man. I'm glad they found heroin. I'm glad they were smoking heroin because when I hear stories like this, I love to know that drugs are involved. It eases my mind because I'm already the most antisocial, social person you will ever meet. I tell y'all all the time, every day of our life, you know, all we do when we leave our houses is attempt to avoid crazy, and people are off. We know this, okay? Folks is hurt. They need therapy. They got chemical imbalances. They're not taking their medicine. So we already got to navigate just plain old crazy in this society. So when I hear stories like this, I'm like, man, folks is nuts. But when I hear they was on dope, heroin, now it makes sense. My brain can understand that. But that won't stop either one of them from getting the credit they deserve for being stupid. Please give Gabrielle Baker and Laree Willis the biggest hee-haw.
You know the race?
Eddie, what race were they?
You know the race?
I need to know.
You want to play again?
He don't know the race either.
Oh, okay. All right.
He don't know.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. What? You got the race?
No, they don't have a picture.
Oh.
No, somebody was telling me something about, my wife was telling me something about the Book of Clarence that I didn't realize. But that's such a good movie. That's why you got to watch it.
I got to watch it again.
More than once.
That's, the sucky part. I had to watch it on my phone, so there's a lot of things I couldn't get through, but when it comes out in the movie, I'm going to go watch it.
Yes.
All right. All right, now let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Let's go to Breakfast Club Court.
For what?
Our boy.
Who?
Joe Coy.
Oh, man, Joe Coy.
Now, Joe Coy, if you don't know, he hosted the Golden Globes this past Sunday, and he's receiving a lot of backlash.
All he did was make the Illuminati uncomfortable.
They're saying that people were uncomfortable. They weren't laughing at his jokes.
All he did was piss off some Swifties.
They said Taylor Swift didn't find it funny. The cast of Barbie didn't find it funny. Let's play what...
And since Taylor Swift is the unofficial leader of the free world,
that's right.
When you piss her off, you piss off all her constituents.
This is what he said about Taylor Swift.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here. Sorry about that.
Fantastic joke, and what made it even funnier was the cameraman's swift camera work, panning to Taylor Swift as you got her reaction, and finally, after all these years, we saw a real emotion out of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the same person who acts fake surprised at award shows as if she doesn't know she's going to win, and we finally got a real reaction from her. Those reactions you see at the NFL games, those aren't real reactions. She just sees how everybody else acts when people score touchdowns. I saw her do it when somebody else scored a touchdown. It wasn't Travis Kelce or the Kansas City Chiefs. She didn't know any better. She didn't know any better. She thought she was supposed to cheer after every touchdown.
Oh, she was confused. All right. She didn't know. Okay. Now, also the cast of Barbie was kind of upset as well.
Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize-winning book about the Manhattan Project. And Barbie is on a plastic doll with big boobies. I watched Barbie. I loved it. I really did love it. I don't want you guys to think that I'm a creep, but it was kind of weird being attracted to a plastic doll.
Now, that joke sucked. But the reason it was great was because he made the crowd uncomfortable. And once again, the cameraman panned to Ryan Gosling and whoever else the young lady was from Barbie, and they looked uncomfortable. And the reason I enjoyed it, because I enjoy seeing people bomb. So when he did that joke and it bombed, and then he tried to climb himself out of the hole, that brought me great joy.
All right.
Okay?
Well, let's go. 800.
And I love Joe Coy.
585-1051. What are your thoughts, huh?
He did a great job. Okay, because he made the Illuminati uncomfortable, and I was looking at the numbers. Hold on, what were the numbers?
They went up, I think, 45% or 65%?
Was it 45%? Hold on, I had to, let me see. Yes, it went up. Yeah, they had 9.4 million viewers, largest audience since 2020, up 50% from last year.
50%. So let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Is the backlash warranted? Did Joe Coy suck, or no, did Hollywood just not understand his jokes?
This is the Illuminati, and this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all want to have all these conversations about plants. All these stories are planted. You know why they're planted? Because he pissed off the leader of the free world, Taylor Swift, and he pissed off all those Illuminati members in the Golden Globes, and all the Swifties online gave him backlash. This is not real. This is industry manufactured.
But let's discuss. 800-585-1051. What are your thoughts?
Shouldn't I be a lawyer?
You listen too much. Mr. Breakfast Club, good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're in Breakfast Club Court with our guy, Joe Coy. He He received a lot of backlash. He was hosting the Golden Globes this Sunday, and some people were not impressed. They were mad about the Taylor Swift joke, the Barbie jokes, and a host of others. So right now we have him in Breakfast Club court to say if it's warranted. I actually like Joe Coy. I like his jokes, especially the Taylor Swift. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, Joe Coy made that room feel uncomfortable. And if he didn't make that room feel uncomfortable, I would have been upset. Like, that's a stuffy-ass industry room filled with the Illuminati's finest. Joe Coy did exactly what he was supposed to do in a room like that. And I think this is just a perfect storm, right? Because when you piss off a room like that, and the crowd isn't into it. The crowd don't want to laugh at Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is the leader of the free world right now. So nobody wants to laugh at that. But when you get a crowd like that, not responding to you, and then you got the Swifties on social media coming out in full force to defend their queen, right? The king, she's the king and queen. Defend their king and queen. It just looks like he's receiving a lot of backlash. And then you got these people who react to that and start writing these stories about, how Joe Coy was cringy and, Joe Coy bombed and yada, yada, yada. It wasn't like that. Don't believe the hype, y'all.
Well, we're going to the phone lines. Just a side note. Do you know Taylor Swift's cat is worth like $90 million?
For real?
Yeah, I guess because of the commercials and movies that the cat has been in. The cat gets royalties.
Cat.
Yeah, and the cat is worth actually more than Kelsey. $90 million.
What's the name of Taylor Swift's cat?
I don't know.
I didn't know she had a cat. She carried the cat around and stuff?
Well, that's what I've seen it on the news. But anyway, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
What up? Slim from Queens.
Slim from Queens. What's up? We're talking Joe Coy. What's your thoughts, brother?
Envy, I thought that he made me uncomfortable. The host. I watched every award show known to mankind. And this was my first time that I felt like either changing the channel or just turning it off. He even made another bomb joke at the end about sushi. You know what I mean?
Hold on. What was the sushi joke?
He likes this. The sushi joke was, this is the first time, he's Asian, but he's Filipino, and he likes his food cooked. You know what I mean? So I was just like, it bombed. It just didn't fly. I think most of his jokes bombed.
Okay.
So,
well, here's the thing. Y'all know how I am.
Thank you, sir.
I love seeing comedians bomb. Okay? I've told y'all that a million times. If you see me laughing very hard, it's because the person is bombing. When a person is really good, I'm listening and I'm intent. But I still like the fact Joe Coy made this industry Illuminati crowd uncomfortable. I like the fact that he took the risk of making jokes about somebody like Taylor Swift. You know how many people they would say, hey, sir, we don't want you making no jokes about Taylor Swift. You know why? Because they want Taylor Swift to keep coming to their award shows.
Right.
You know what I mean? I guarantee you, if we talk to Joe Coy would have to tell you people probably told him not to make that joke on Taylor just because Taylor is Taylor. I appreciated it.
Carla.
Yeah, hey, how you guys doing today?
What's your thoughts, Carla?
So I'm going to start by saying that I've been a Swiftie for a long time. Arce and Make Space are some of my favorite songs. But I also love football, and this girl had no business being on the Jumbotron as much as she is.
So the joke made sense.
It doesn't, because sometimes the commentators should be talking about the game. They should be talking about the last play. And then after them pan away to her face, and then they'll be like, I wonder what Taylor thought of it. She had no thoughts.
Exactly.
And she didn't think anything, probably. She was looking at something else. And I was just like, what is it? Just, I feel like we're kind of in a matrixy moment because Joe Coy is a comedian. If you're in his audience, he should be an equal opportunity joker.
Yes.
He should be able to make jokes about anybody. It's not like it was inappropriate or untrue. It was a decent joke, but because she's Taylor, it's like people are taking away from the fact that was his job that night.
That's all I'm saying. And by the way, it was a decent joke. It was about a 5 or 6 joke, but the camera shot right to Taylor after it made it a 10.
Classic.
I don't care what y'all say. And the fact that it was at the Golden Globes. Come on, man. Joe Coy got that.
Well, can you please, if you don't mind, do you want to inform the people of the text that you sent to Joe Coy after the Golden Globes? And this is why.
Well, no. I sent this yesterday because I didn't even. I don't be paying attention, so I didn't even know that he was receiving backlash until somebody said it to me, and then I went to go look it up. And I told my guy, don't let the Swifties and a bunch of Hollywood squares make you forget who you are. And then I sent him the Taylor Swift haters gonna hate gif. And then I sent him to Taylor Swift Shake It Off gift.
Shake it off.
You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Like, Joe Coy not tripping off this. Joe Coy is a comedian.
He is.
A real comedian. And I saw Michael Che say something, and I agree with him. He basically was like, comedians shouldn't do these award shows. Real comedians shouldn't do these award shows.
People get offended.
I'm telling you, the only reason Joe Coy is receiving this kind of backlash is because of the fact he made a joke about Taylor Swift, and it was her reaction. If they would have panned to Taylor Swift and she was dying laughing, if she'd have just did one of those fake laughs like she always do, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Guarantee it.
Well,
they might be mad about the Barbie joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it wouldn't have caught on like the Taylor Swift. 800-585-1051. We have Joe Coy in Breakfast Club Court. What's your thoughts? It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're in Breakfast Club Court with Joe Coy. Friend to the room comedian. He was hosting the Golden Gloves this Sunday, and people were not impressed.
Golden Globes, man.
What did I say? Golden what?
Golden Gloves. It wasn't no goddamn boxing match.
Golden Globes.
Even though the Swifties wanted it to be a boxing match.
The Swifties wanted a boxing match.
Definitely wanted to box Joe Coy after he made that joke about Taylor Swift.
They were not impressed, so we're asking, is it warranted, or is people are just being a little too sensitive? Let's go to the phone lines. We got JP on the line. JP, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. What's your thoughts, brother?
Hey, my thoughts are on the comedian. Yeah, I'm really liking that, nowadays comedians are starting to, speak about using for their material, like, things that are like in the media, but like they make it funny, but they really make the audience realize that they don't really matter at the end of the day, in my opinion. But the fact that they make it funny and speak about it, that actually highlights their performance, in my opinion.
Okay. All right,
yeah.
Thank you.
I saw Joe Coy. I don't know who he was talking to. I'm looking at it in Variety. He said Golden Globes host Joe Coy confronts bad reviews, admits Taylor Swift joke was weird and flat. I'd be lying if I said backlash doesn't hurt. Joe Coy is such a nice guy, but he's such a sensitive person. Joe, that was not a weird joke. It was not flat. It was a joke that made absolute sense, and it was just her reaction that caused it to be the problem. Megyn Kelly even said Taylor Swift made the wrong move after Joe Coy's Golden Globe joke. Because she had this livid-looking reaction. It wasn't that serious.
That wasn't.
Wasn't that serious. Look fake happy like you do any other time, Taylor.
LaShawn.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts, LaShawn?
I enjoyed, like Charlamagne said, I enjoyed watching the pink people cringe in their seats over Coy's joke.
Did you say the pink people?
Black people were watching the show forward to see who was going to get a Golden Globe for The Color Purple, and we tanked. There was nothing. The Ayo chick got an award, and that Divine lady got an award, but it was so.
Jasmine Guy got an award, right? Jasmine Guy picked up a Golden Globe.
Salute to Jasmine Guy. She won an award. Keke Palmer,
okay,
too.
I only saw two African Americans pick up an award.
Yeah, I don't know if this was during the telecast. I know Keke Palmer and Jasmine Guy won Emmys. I don't know if it was during the telecast. I didn't even realize Color Purple didn't win
My
nothing.
research, because on television, we only saw two.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mama. Hello, who's this?
It's Caitlin. How are y'all?
Hey, Caitlin. Good morning. What's your thoughts on Joe Coy hosting the Golden Globes?
I mean, my thoughts is it's a joke, whether it's good or bad. Like, people don't know how to take jokes anymore. And then, not to mention, I've seen the Barbie movie, and it's not necessarily completely kid-friendly anyway. So it's like, it's okay for them to put stuff in movies, but it's not okay for him to make a joke, whether it's bad or not. Like, people just need to laugh more.
Yeah, I think they was trying to say that the Barbie movie was already a movie that was against misogyny, or it was about misogyny or something like that. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. It was about, like, woman empowerment and all of that, and how, like, women have a say in the world and they can be whatever. But I just feel like, just laugh about it. Whatever. Like, it's not that serious.
I'm with
to
you.
Be mad.
I love seeing Joe Coy make that industry Illuminati crowd uncomfortable. Yeah. And I'm telling you, if he didn't make the joke about Taylor Swift, and if Taylor Swift didn't have that, livid looking reaction, and if the Swifties didn't attack Joe Coy online, he would not be getting this backlash. I don't believe
Taylor Swift, they show her entirely too much anyway. If she wasn't with Travis, like, they wouldn't even show her that much. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's football. Why are we looking at Taylor Swift? Like, leave Taylor Swift to her concerts and leave her out of football.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, Mama. What's the moral of the story?
I'm looking at this article on the Daily Beast, and it says Joe Coy goes on apology tour to clean up Golden Globes disaster. Joe, stop apologizing. Do not apologize for jokes. Okay, it is not your fault that people are extremely sensitive over Taylor Swift. Cut it out, man. Don't do that. Stop.
All right. Well, what's the moral of the story? Is that your moral?
Oh, yeah, that's my moral. Like I told Joe yesterday, haters gonna hate. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Haters gonna hate. Hell, hate, gonna hate. Shake it off, man. You'll be fine.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got to talk Jane Fonda and the N-word.
What?
Yep. We'll get to it next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jane Fonda.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on The Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. Now, Jane Fonda, of course, she's an actress, and they call her a film icon. You know who Jane Fonda is, of course?
Man, stop asking me stupid-ass questions, man.
I'm just making
Yes,
sure.
I know who Jane Fonda is. Who doesn't know who Jane Fonda is? And she's an activist.
Yes, and she's an activist, of course. She talks about the time, and the only time that her dad slapped the ish out of her.
I didn't know racism until I went to Greenwich. That was the first time I ever heard the N-word, and I repeated the N-word once, and the only time in his life that my dad's whacked me across the face. He said, "Don't you ever say that word again." My dad grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. His father, my grandfather, who I never knew, had a printing press that looked down over a central plaza, a square in Omaha. And he made my father stand there and watch when a black man was taken out of the sheriff's office and hung, and then dragged behind a truck around the square. And it had a huge impact on my father. He cared about justice, and he hated racism. And, you know, with that slap, he taught me to pay attention.
Well, I didn't watch the full interview, but I would love to know, why the hell was she using the N-word to begin with? Like, that's what I would want to know. What was the context?
What context?
Was it just the time? And that's just how you referred to black people back then? But, I mean, clearly if her father knew right from wrong, maybe she didn't know right from wrong yet. I just would like to know what was the context of how she used it.
Yeah. Well, you gotta salute the dad, too, because he corrected it immediately. Maybe not for the slap, but he corrected the situation to make sure, and then put in her mind that she'd never
What's
throw
wrong
it
with the
at.
slap? You got to factor in the times. That was a different time back then. What do you mean? We talking about the 1940s, maybe?
Was it 40s?
Bro, Jane Fonda was, she was born in 1937. So maybe, I don't know, 40s,
She wasn't
50s,
3 years
60s.
old.
I don't know how old she was.
A slap a little baby?
I have no idea how old she was. I just know the times are different.
Yeah.
Salute to Jane Fonda. I used to love Grace and Frankie. Grace and Frankie used to come on Netflix with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. You never used to watch it?
No.
Oh, it was a hilarious show.
Let me ask you a question. Nah, I ain't even gonna ask you
What?
off air. No.
What? If she got caught with a black man in her mouth, what would happen?
No.
What?
I'll ask you later. All right, I'm gonna ask you now.
Okay.
There was a fitness person. What was her name? Jane something. What was her name?
Jane Fonda, wasn't it?
Is it the same Jane Fonda?
Let me look it up. I do remember Jane. Yeah,
is it the same
There was
Jane
a Jane
Fonda?
Fonda that did fitness. I
Is
don't
she
know
did
if that's
fitness
no,
math videos and all that? Was that the same Jane Fonda?
I don't think it's the same person. Maybe. No, that's two different people. Yeah, that is two different people. Is it?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Because that's how I know Jane Fonda. The fitness lady.
There's a
She
Jane
did all
Fonda
the videos
fitness.
back in the days. And
I never thought
Is
about
the
it.
same Jane
The
Fonda?
reason I never thought
It
about it
is.
because Jane Fonda's old. So I know Jane Fonda from Grace and Frankie and 80 with Brady, 80 for Brady or whatever that movie was called.
But is it the same?
I think that's the
fitness?
same. Is it?
I don't know if it's the same fitness person.
Let me Google. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that's the same person.
I remember my mom bought the VHS back in the day. I think we did it one time. We never did it again. Jane Fonda.
You did a Jane Fonda workout?
With my mom's.
Gay. Jesus Christ.
I did it with my mother, man. I was young.
Hey, man, okay. I'm not judging you.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, Joey Badass, he talks about...
Man, it's really hard to tell if this is the same person because she's so old.
Is it her? Somebody tweet us and let us know.
I don't be on Twitter. I think it is the same person because it's born the same time.
I don't know.
Yes,
they're saying it is. They're saying it is. Okay. All right. Well,
what happens when you live to be 86 years old, people? People got to look at the 20-somethings and be like, is this the same person?
I didn't know. Now, Joey Badass talks about why he left Raising Kanan.
You know we gotta ask, right? I saw Raising Kanan. Everyone's pissed. Were you mad to see yourself kind of like written out the script, kind of, or are you really dead?
Yeah, I was very mad. I was upset. Unfortunately, I do have two careers that I'm balancing, so I had to, go on tour, and we just kind of couldn't make it work.
No
So
way.
they had to take out Unique. So, you know, who knows though? Maybe we could start a petition or something and tell 50 Cent to bring me back. New music is coming definitely soon, like this month actually. This is my birthday month, so I'm definitely gonna put something out like in like a couple weeks.
When's your birthday?
120.
I mean, it's TV. You can always bring back people from television.
Not if he's dead in different films and different.
You can always
sitcoms.
bring back people in TV. Come on, you crazy? Damn, Jane Fonda was in 9 to 5 too. Remember 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton and Lily Tomlin?
I didn't.
Working 9 to 5.
I didn't see that. My mom said yes. That's the same Jane Fonda. Good morning, Mama. And lastly, ASAP Rocky pleads not guilty for shooting ASAP Relly. If you don't know what happened, he pleaded not guilty. Now, allegedly, they're saying they got into an argument. 2 shots can be heard that rang out. They believe that ASAP Relly wasn't shot, but they said fragments was actually hit him. They said ASAP Relly actually recovered 2 shell casing himself. He picked up the shell casing and then turned them into the police.
What?
But they didn't have fingerprints on him. ASAP Relly showed pictures of his injuries, which are small patches of raw bloody skin on the knuckles of his index, middle, and right.
Being accused of shooting a gun at a former friend and causing minor injuries outside a Hollywood hotel. Today, he pleaded not guilty.
Rakim Mayers, rapper and current partner of Rihanna, arraigned today more than 2 years after he allegedly fired a handgun during a heated argument in Hollywood. The 35-year-old rapper pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic weapon this morning in a downtown L.A. courtroom. He's accused of firing a gun at fellow rapper and former acquaintance Terrell Efron, known as ASAP Relly, in November 2021. He's also being sued by ASAP Relly for assault, battery, and emotional distress, a case that will play a role in this criminal case.
All right, so we'll see what happens with that. And that is your
I'm so confused by that whole situation, by the way. ASAP, who shot who?
Well,
ASAP's being accused of shooting at his friend.
Right, Relly is saying that Rocky shot at him but didn't hit him. The fragments hit him. And he picked up the bullet fragments himself and turned it in, but it had no fingerprints on him. So they don't know. The gun wasn't found. There is a video where you do see, I guess, allegedly ASAP Rocky with a firearm, but there was no gun found. Nobody seen the shooting. So
what's this thing I'm hearing about in court, though? What did he say in court?
Oh, that he said that they used to hang out every day until he blew up and got big-headed.
That don't sound like hate to you?
Yeah.
If you say that in a court of law, can I trust you as a judge? If I'm a jury and I'm listening to you, I don't think that you have ulterior motives in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah. But you still can't shoot me, allegedly.
That's allegedly.
Right.
But you don't think a person like that could make up something?
Well,
like this?
They're picking up the bullet fragments and bringing them to the police himself.
That don't mean that Rocky shot the gun. I mean, I don't know.
Correct.
I'm just throwing different scenarios out there.
It could be anything, but they have to prove that. And I don't.
Especially when there's no fingerprints.
There's no fingerprints.
It's just a strange.
They don't have the firearm. There's no video. Nobody else was there.
It's a strange story. I hope they figure it out ASAP. I hope that they. I hope they get justice.
You heard that? ASAP. I like it.
I didn't mean to do that, but yeah.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Up next is the People's Choice Mix. Don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Now, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but I know on the East Coast, they're talking about it's going to be nasty over here. They're talking about rainstorms and windstorms and possibly tornadoes and all types of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they don't care about that anywhere else. That's just a us problem.
Yeah.
That's just a us problem. But wherever you are in the world today, man, just stay focused, all right? I was listening to Torrey Roberts on the way into work, and he had I actually posted it on my Instagram, and he said the biggest attack that can happen to people nowadays is the attack of distraction. You know what I mean? He was like, we're always being distracted. And he said that the reason that is such a big attack is because whenever we're not focused, whenever we're not clear about what we want to do and what our goals are, that's when, the devil is able to lead us astray and cause us not to win the way that we should. So always remember your focus determines your reality. You got to just starve your distractions and feed your focus, man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got the positive notice to Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, and I'm just going to repeat what I just said a little while ago, man. Always remember your focus determines your reality. Word up. You got to starve your distractions and feed your focus. When you're focused, you are unstoppable. All right? Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?